Most people have high goals, high dreams, but the reason they fail is because they don't have a plan, or they have a plan but they don't stay consistent. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to actually change your life in 2026. Because most of the time, it's not you that is wrong, it's just your mindset or your environment. One problem that has been an issue for me is my past, because I thought that my past was gonna be a problem for me forever. You have to accept the past. You can't change it. You can't change it by any means, but what you can change is your future. It's the outcome of every action you do. You might not see results in the first week. It might even take months and years, but you have to stay consistent. Once you accepted that the past is not going to change, the future is the only thing you can change. And once you finally accepted that, you have to take a look at your surroundings, your career, your environment, your habits, your friends, your relationships. You have to take a look at those things, and you have to ask yourself, do these people or things actually lift me up, or are they bringing me down? Is this thing bringing me down? If that's a yes, you have to look into it to spot directly where the problem is. If you don't do that, you will be stuck in the same situation for a very, very, very long time. You have to actually look into these things and spot what is making me feel so bad. Is these people I'm around actually helping me, or are they just bringing me down? Because that can literally impact whether you reach your goals or not, because your environment, your career, and everything like that, everything that is around your habits can bring you down and completely ruin your chances of reaching the goals you actually want to reach. You have to sit down and ask yourself, how is this thing actually making me feel? If it's a job, I want you to write down, is this job worth it? Sure, I may be making money for this, but is it worth my mental health? Is it worth the way I'm feeling? If that's a no, then you should not stay there. Your mental health matters way more than any job ever. And there will always be a better option that doesn't make you feel drained or makes you feel bad. The same with friends. Your friends should lift you up. They should not tell you that you can't do something or ignore your wins. Something that I've been experiencing is that some of the friends I've had, they aren't mean to me, but every time I discuss something, a win that I've been doing, something that I've achieved, they don't even bother looking at it. They only look at me when I fail. And those people are not good. They're not good for you. They are celebrating your failures rather than celebrating your wins, which is the exact opposite of what a friend should do. A friend should support you. They should support you. They should uplift you. They should believe in you. And anything other than that is not worth your time. Then when you figured out everything, after you figured out what is holding you back, what is not serving you anymore, I want you to focus on yourself. Focus on improving yourself. If you need to be healing yourself, if you have to go to a therapist, then I want you to go to a therapist. I know that it can be hard because not many people can afford going to a therapist, but I want you to at least journal every single day. Journal down what's making you feel bad. I want you to write down things that is actually making you feel good, because you can't only write down the bad things. And also look around you. Every single day, we as humans, we experience things, and you might think that every day is horrible, every day is literally pointless, but I can guarantee that there's at least one good thing that has happened to you that day. It might not even be a big thing. It might be a small thing. Somebody holding the door open for you. That's a good thing. You need to spot these things and write them down, because then you will see that your days are actually not as bad as you think. Then after you've focused on healing, I want you to set goals. I want you to find exactly what you want to achieve in your life. It doesn't matter how big they are, but I want you to be extremely detailed, okay? So what I did, I went on Pinterest. I scrolled on multiple areas in my life. If I wanted a car in the future, I want a car in the future. Which car do I want? Which car do I want to drive? Look that up, save it, put it in a pin board on Pinterest, and I want you to look at it every single day, because it can literally motivate you so much. And if you can print it out, you can make a vision board. Those goals, I want you to be extremely detailed. I want you to be extremely detailed on what you put on your vision board. But I also want you to mix in easier goals that you can start with as well, because if you only put big goals, then you can eventually get unmotivated, because your brain is gonna think oh, but this is so impossible to gain all these big things. No, I have huge goals on my vision board. But what I recommend is also taking smaller ones. It can be drinking more water every single day. That is a thing you can do. Then you are kind of tricking your brain into believing that you can achieve everything. I want you to drop this belief of yourself that you can't do something, because you are literally what you believe. You are literally what you believe. And that is why I want you to focus on these goals so much, not anything else that is negative. I want you to focus only on yourself and your goals, because we as humans, we are truly what we believe, and what we think is possible That is what's possible. Also, hiring your standards is the best thing you can do for yourself. When it comes to relationships, when it comes to friendship and all that, hire your standards, because then you will never be disappointed. If you have low standards, then bad people is going to come into your life. Bad people is going to come into your life because you're accepting the bare minimum. You're not accepting the good traits in people. You're not accepting that. You're accepting the bare minimum. So literally anybody can walk into your life and like sabotage it. They can talk shit about you behind your back, whatever, because you don't have good standards. You don't have high standards. No wonder why you end up with bad people. It's because you don't have any high standards. And that is something I had to learn for so long. I ended up with bad people all of the time until I hired my standards, and suddenly they are supporting me. Suddenly I'm with people that are supporting me. And that is something I would change in like relationships as well. For me, I want to be able to grow. If I want to be in a relationship, I want them to also want to be able to grow. I want them to have maybe not the same goals as me, but I want them to have some kind of goals in their life, something they want to achieve and they're constantly working to achieve. In the past, I accepted literally anybody, people who weren't working on themselves. They didn't take care of themselves. They didn't work on their problems, their traumas, anything. No wonder I ended up with bad people. Going into a relationship, going into a friendship where you don't value yourself to begin with, if you don't like yourself, then why do you expect other people to like you? Why do you expect other people to love you? Why do you expect that? You're gonna attract the same energy as you're giving to yourself. Ever since I started loving myself, I've attracted people that is literally like amazing people. They are lifting me up. They are lifting me up. They are not bringing me down. I'm not in a relationship right now because I don't value that stuff anymore. Not currently. Of course, I want a relationship in the future, but currently I'm so focused on achieving my goals. A relationship can wait for me. I don't feel pressure into being in a relationship because I already love myself enough. That is something that I want more people to understand. Love yourself first. That is literally the only thing you can do to attract good people and good things into your life. The main reason people fail when it comes to changing, when it comes to achieving their dreams, building their dream reality, the main mistakes people make is that they don't stay consistent. They have unclear goals. They don't know what they want. They have no idea. They're just like, oh, okay, I want to be rich. Okay, why do you want to be rich? How do you want to be rich? Ask yourself that. That is one of the reasons people fail. Having unrealistic expectations as well. If you have unrealistic expectations of how something is gonna come to you, then I hate to break it to you, but it's most likely not gonna be the case. If you have these unrealistic expectations, for example, with like manifestation, if you think that manifesting things into your life is just closing your eyes, saying to yourself like, I'm rich, without taking action, you're not taking action. What do you expect is gonna happen? Nothing is gonna happen because you're not taking any steps. You're not meeting anything halfway. How do you expect things to come to you? That is another reason people fail. Having poor systems, that you don't stay consistent, you don't work for anything. Like you can have like these big goals, but your habits is literally not matching that at all. A successful person, for example, they can be like, they wake up early, they do their workout, they work on like achieving their dreams, their goals. But if you are not putting in the work, if you don't have the habits that can lead to success, if you don't have the plan, the planning, the everyday like work you're putting in, if you don't put in any work, you're not going to reach your goals either. Having a fear of failure is the main reason people are not achieving their goals, because the fear of failure for them is way greater than the chance of them succeeding in their minds. For me, like I wanted to speak in front of people, like literally I wanted to do something with my life. I always knew that I wanted to help people in a way, but I had no idea how, because when I was bullied, I didn't really have a voice. Well, I had a voice, but I was afraid to speak, basically. But once I finally recorded the first YouTube video, I got over the fear of speaking, basically. And that is something that most people don't even do. They don't even try. They don't even get up and even attempt to do it because they're scared. And that is the main reason people fail to begin with. It's the fear of failure, the fear of expecting the worst. They can be like, oh my god, yeah, but what if it doesn't work out? What if it doesn't work out? Then what if it does? What if it does work out? Think like that instead. Like, we have one life. The only thing that all people can agree on is the fact that one day we're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. We can't really escape death. We can't. But how we live in our everyday life, how we test ourselves, how we challenge ourselves, how we step up and face our fears is the one thing that separates people who fail and people who succeed. People who are insanely rich. You don't think that they had to go through fear? You thought that they just like picked up a camera and just started like filming without any issues. No. Most of the time they were terrified as well, which is something you are gonna get over. You can't achieve anything without not being uncomfortable. That's just the way it is. Fear is not going to be forever. But the second you step over that line, when you cross the, like, when you challenge yourself, you put yourself through that fear, even though you do not want to. If you do the thing you always wanted to do, but you were scared of it. Once you do that, nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you. You will grow so much as a person because you took that step. Just imagine how that will make you feel once you finally did it. Once you finally posted that video, once you finally applied for that job, spoke in front of those people, like, imagine how it would make you feel, like, in a positive way. Imagine how it would feel after you did it, what it would do for your future. And for the people who is like, they stay consistent so much, like, they post, for social media at least, like, they post so much every single day, but then they miss the day. And then they're like, okay, I failed. What are you doing? Sure, you forgot to post one day, but why should that be the reason you, like, fail? Seriously. You could just start again. You could start again. Try again. Try again until it works. Try again until you succeed. You miss one day. Well, yeah, sure. That was in the past. You can still start. You can still keep going. There is no excuse to, like, lose, and you won't be losing anything if you just keep going. One day is nothing. 10 days. 10 days. If you forgot to do something one day, why should that one day turn into weeks, turn into months, turn into years without doing anything? It's just one day. You're gonna let this one day determine whether or not you get that dream car, or not you get that dream job, that dream partner, dream whatever. It's one day. Literally one day. Sure, you didn't post. Well, there's the next day. Stop giving up the second you walk into an obstacle. Almost every time, it's not a big of a deal as you're making it out to be in your head. Most of the time, it's not a big of a deal. And when it comes to consistency, most people give up. Most people give up. And the reason for that is not that they, like, didn't stick to a plan. It's because they focus so much on being perfect. They focus so much on making, like, for example, the perfect videos. Like, they see all these other people with, like, perfectly edited YouTube videos or whatever. They focus so much on making the perfect edited video. They focus so much on perfection that they forget the consistency. Or they remember the consistency, but they get so tired and so drained of making these perfect things all the time. Most of the time, the people who focus on just staying consistent and just posting without being perfect, those are the people that win. Those are the people that win in the end because they're not getting burnt out. They're not giving up. That is literally what separates the ones that fail and the ones that win. Only thing you need to focus on is getting 1% better. If you focus on getting 1% better each and every day, not putting 100% every single day, I will guarantee that you will win in the end. Because if you put, like, all you have every single day into making, like, this video or whatever, you're gonna get burnt out. You're gonna give up in the end. But all I want you to do is just post. Stay consistent. If it's posting, like, I'm just saying posting because that's what I'm doing at least. But if you're just putting these 1% every single day, there's no way that you will fail. Anyways, that is the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. And please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more of this. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Love y'all.